Hello Aries, Aries rising, and of course all of you Aries moon people out there, this is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting February 3rd, 2020. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, should you ever wish to get a session with me, you do need to go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or of course you may also just simply follow the links below. So what is going on when it comes to our astrology over the course of this coming week? Looks to be fairly easy, especially compared to this last week that we're in at the time of my recording. On Monday, we've actually got Venus, planet of love, harmony, and affection, as well as favor and popularity in your 12th house, Pisces. That's your past, your privacy, your hidden zone, what's going on behind the scenes, in isolation or just simply compartmentalized, in a gorgeous sextile to Saturn, the planet of austerity, restriction, but also discipline and structure. And it looks like this is an interaction between your 10th house of career and something going on behind the scenes. Now, it does look like Venus is easing maybe some kind of limitation, something that's been imposed on you as it relates to a 10th house affair. A 10th house affair could possibly be maybe a way you make your mark on the world when it comes to your job or your field, how you're earning your money, a limitation that may be put on your growth, your earning power, or your availability, or possibly even a limitation that's been kind of maybe unofficially imposed upon us, or perhaps self-imposed. With Venus, we're getting incentive, but we're also, again, getting ease. Because with Venus involved, this is changing the mind of whoever is in charge here. This is working things out in your favor. So don't be surprised if Monday, or even on Tuesday, we have some kind of breakthrough that is completely out of character in an authority figure when it comes to either how we make our money, how we make our mark on the world, or our social standing in general. And if you work for yourself, this could be an epiphany for you. On Wednesday, we've actually got Mercury, newly arrived in that 12th house of your past, your privacy, and your hidden zone, Pisces, in a helpful sextile to Uranus, which is actually in your 2nd house of earned income, employment, as well as your values and your valuables. Now, Mercury is all about speeding up developments, moving things more quickly. And it does look like some kind of opportunity that you take on in private speeds up a breakthrough, or a break with tradition, or a break from a script this week as it relates to either where your money is coming from, how much you're getting, or maybe a work process or procedure that is in sore need of a bit of progress. This week is all about breaking from scripts, and so if you've been feeling like maybe a script you've been forced to live under or capitulate to has become a bit oppressive, a lot of that is going to be shifting up this week. So what is going on with your cards? Remember, guys, before we go forward, if you're looking for a certain video, or you don't know which horoscope is best for you to watch to get the best and most accurate, even general horoscope possible, I've got tons of videos below you should check out. And if you are looking on a mobile device, there's actually an arrow on the right side of the title, so you can find it that way, because there's not like a down bar on mobile devices, but don't say it's not there. So what's going on when it comes to your cards? Well, your spiritual themes seem to be all about breaking from a status quo, breaking from something that has been stuck, or maybe paralyzing or cyclical. Because with the spiritual theme of the 8 of Swords, this is a week where we really need to understand that we need to break from our understanding of what is normal based on what we are surrounded with. I'm immediately drawn to the swords. Swords are information, right? We see this girl, she's tied up, she could easily get out, she could easily take off her blindfold, she's not doing it. But in this case, the story I'm actually getting is it's more like, well, the swords are the ones doing the talking. The swords are the information that she's working with. So it's not that it's impossible for her to get out of her situation, it's just that she's been convinced it is, and she believes it. Well, the thing about the 8 of Swords you have to remember is sometimes there's a bit of a guidance here to break with what you know. and break with what you believe to be real, and maybe even our own scripts need to be checked. Take a step back a little bit with the Eight of Swords. Pay attention to what could be happening when it comes to information you're getting from echo chambers, maybe bad sources, old stories, things that are no longer relevant. If you're taking on good faith all of the information you're receiving from the same people, from the same group that you always do, well then of course it's going to just simply replicate that reality over and over and over again. I like this card as a reminder that sometimes it's better to go our own way, and it's time to maybe stop trying to overthink new ways to do the same thing, and maybe it's also just as important to maybe stop brainstorming, riffing, or venting and sharing with that same echo chamber, because everyone would be co-creating the same cycle at that point. In fact, the influx, what's flowing in, what's coming in and affecting your whole life, you have the Lover's card in reverse. And with the Lover's card in reverse, we are walking away from situations that are no longer win-win. Now, this could actually be very freeing for a lot of you. When we think about ties, we think about bonds, we think about binds. We've got that in the Lovers symbolically, and we've got that in the Eight of Swords symbolically. Now, with the Lover's card reversed as an influx, we are seeing a lot of detachments happen from circumstances as well as people that have actually become maybe limiting. And we have to sometimes take back our welcome a little bit if that kind of energy is holding us back, whether it's holding us back from progressing in our relationships, holding us back from taking risks that we know will be beneficial for us, holding us back in our spiritual growth, holding us back in our personal growth, holding us back in our material or resource growth. We have to pay attention. Well, what is going on? What is co-creating happiness or misery for me? I have to pay attention. The outflux, what's going away? The Two of Swords, upright, leaving things as they are. Staying neutral, deciding not to take a stand. Well, if that's going away, it must be because we are deciding, again, it is more important for us to be able to do something different and go off script. Deference to tradition, deference to how things have always been, and deference to others might not necessarily be in your best interest. And that does not necessarily mean that it's an insult. I'm not knocking your friends. I'm not knocking your teachers or your leaders or anything along those lines. But they're human as well. And they're all at various stages of their spiritual growth, I'll wager. And this is a week where we have to step back. Stop overthinking. Stop talking about the same thing the same way with the same people. Break with your script. Because, as we get down to the mundane concerns, we have, well, for your material wealth, material resources, the Hierophant card reversed. Very much like what we saw with the Astrology. A sudden breakaway from something that's not holding up, becoming incredibly beneficial for you. This could be a change in rules, maybe something that was blocked by a gatekeeper of some kind. Suddenly the gatekeeper goes away. That's Rambo climbing up the cat tree on the other side of the room. This could also indicate maybe a departure of an idea or a structure that has been holding up maybe something that you feel to be paralyzing or imposing upon your bigger ideals. This can also be a lift from some kind of block or limitation that was either imposed by another person or even agreed upon by you. But this dissolvement is also moving away, bringing in quick shifts. We talk about Mercury, planet of communications, haste, and speed involved here. You're talking about quick shifts and quick turnarounds when it comes to your financial circumstances. So it's absolutely gorgeous. You'll have to ignore that. There have been swarms of cats surrounding this house this last week, and I know why they're here. It's actually a sort of a deeper spiritual thing. Cat people and I have a very tight relationship, so it's they're coming about. I think that there's some deeper stuff I need to be getting into, and they're coming around for some protection, so it'll be interesting. But anyway, moving on. For the external, what's going on out and about, what's happening with friends and relatives and other people? Well, we've got the Knight of Cups upright. Don't think you're going alone when it comes to going your own way. It does look like with the Knight of Cups upright, somebody is actually supporting you this week and actually taking these steps and moving in that direction. In fact, one of the nice things about the Knight of Cups upright is that we actually have a stalwart standing fast for us, right? To dust off a Lord of the Rings reference, you're getting your own Sam this week, if you want to put it that way. Because the Knight of Cups is definitely very much a Sam-ish kind of character when they show up, and they're here to take care of us, they're here to back us up, they're helping us see it through because it's a part of their mission as well. Now, this could, of course, be going on professionally, this could be going on with family, this could be going on with a bigger, deeper social move that you want to make, finding new friends, finding a new support network, but I'm really feeling this person stepping forward. Though, if you want to get pedantic and nerdy, Sam is technically an Aries. I know all of the zodiac for the Lord of the Rings characters, but it was a good metaphor for what we're talking about here. Moving on to relationships, when it comes to love and romance and all kinds of good stuff like that, we actually have the Star. And for a lot of you who are in a situation where you would like to actually be with somebody who is not only more vibing with the future you desire, but somebody who is already actively taking steps in that same direction, this is one of those moments. With the Star card upright, when it comes to love, we are meeting somebody who inspires us because they're also on the same road. Now, whether that's the same road professionally, spiritually, in terms of family sensibilities, maybe, gosh, their social priorities, it's all about already being there. Because the Star card is about hope. It's about understanding that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Now, with the Star, for those of you who are currently coupled, well, to be perfectly honest, this is a sign that a partner as well is deciding to step into a realm that you thought you had to maybe occupy all by yourself. And it does look like with the Star, what's happening in a big way is that a partner is also starting to connect on deeper, more unconscious levels with a lot of your same sensibilities, thus sort of changing for the better the timeline or maybe the future that our relationship is going to actually have. Now, it's important to understand, with the Star card upright, this is essentially the beginning/middle of a journey. This is not going to be the be-all, end-all wrapping up in 1 week. And, of course, spiritual maturity, we all know that you don't just get one thing that's going to stay one way and perfect and all of that forever, because we grow out of stuff like that. This is something that is beginning/middle of a journey down the road. And I like this for a lot of you because if you're open to it and you're engaging and you're working with these energies, this is going to actually have a payoff both sooner and later. Because with the Star card upright, we get a little bit now and a lot of it in a few months. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session with me, you do need to go to my website. It's called integrativemysticism.com.